Well, the tie of the quarterfinals, of course, was Real Madrid against Chelsea. My word, Stamford Bridge, what a night it was for Karim Benzema and all those Madrid fans as well, of course, winning 3-1 away from home. Chelsea putting a really disappointing performance. And now they have to go in Spain and conjure up something very special. It's unlikely, according to Mateo Kovacic, who spoke to the media ahead of the game. It's not really what I want to hear if I'm a Chelsea fan, I'll be honest with you. Do you think they stand any chance, James?
I think they do, just about, because if you look at the sort of second half of that game, yes, it obviously was disappointing, but there were chances that were created. They went with a back four, which I'm also intrigued to see if that's something that they kind of run with in this second leg, because it's a dangerous way of playing, but at the same time, it's something that they might feel like they want to sort of risk to get round the sides of Real Madrid and to create more. I don't think they will do it. I think they'll stick with the three at the back like they have done for the bulk of the season. But I think they'll bring in Marcos Alonso because they obviously didn't do that for this first one. And I think they can just get forward a lot more in this game. The big thing for me is the fact that it's not at Stamford Bridge this time around. It's at the Bernabeu. And I just feel like I've gone against Real Madrid too many times now, and I think I'm starting to try and learn my lesson here. And I think they've just about maybe got enough experience more than anything. And I think the biggest thing for me when I was looking at the game against Getafe was that Modric didn't start. You're going to have a fresh Modric in this game, and I think that's going to be absolutely crucial. That partnership between Benzema and Vinicius Junior has been so fruitful for them. That's going to be the big way where they hurt them. I guess, like all of these ties, Hugh, it's about that first goal, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. I mean, look, if Real Madrid get the first goal, the tie is completely over. They can manage the game from there on out. They won't endeavour too much to score goals. They'll just try and stop Chelsea. Chelsea, of course, will try and throw the kitchen sink at it, and there'll be opportunities on the counter-attack for Real Madrid. So the first goal going to the Spanish side, basically, for me, opens the game up massively and makes it even more, with a 4-1 lead at that point on aggregate, even more in Madrid's favour. So Chelsea have to score first. Absolutely, they have to score first. In fact, I think, of course, they need to go 2-0 up. Now, I know that would level things. If it's 1, I still think Real Madrid can manage the game from that point out. It's going to be an interesting one. It might boil down to the midfield battle. I don't see any way, really, though, that Real Madrid don't go through, given that first leg lead. Do you think Chelsea can come back?
I think, yeah, as I say, I think they can. I think here's one. I think, have we been sleeping on Real Madrid here? We speak about Man City, we talk about Liverpool, we talk about Bayern Munich and how fantastic they are with the goal scorers that they've got, and not just that one guy up top. I know Man City haven't got that, but just an array of talent scoring goals. But have we been unfair on Real Madrid? I did a video on my own channel, and they were after me because I had said that I expected Chelsea to make it through. Were Chelsea really bad, or are we being unfair on Real Madrid? They've got a lot of superstars in that team. Yes, the rotation isn't always there. Yes, they're a little bit older, but the quality in someone like Benzema is obviously there. Vinicius Junior with another gorgeous assist at the weekend. Are we sleeping on Real Madrid?
Real Madrid have put in some excellent performances in the Champions League. You can't really take that away from them. They've got high quality players. If those players perform to their best, of course, they will hurt you. But I think everyone has to hold their hands up and say Chelsea haven't been that dominant team that they were for the last half of last season, for the opening few games of this season. They have had some patchy form. They have had some performances. Bear in mind, Brentford got a better result than Real Madrid did. So, you've got to look at it that way. They have been inconsistent. They have put in some performances that are way beneath their standard. Chelsea just have to put their best foot forward in this game. They have to play to their max and see where it takes them. That's all they can really do. For Real Madrid, I think if they play to their max, they can hurt teams. But let's be realistic. Overarching, who's going to win the Champions League? They're underdogs. They're massive underdogs. I don't see them beating the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool. I just, even if it's the final in a one-off game, I just don't see it happening.
I'm going to double down, Hugh. I don't think we are sleeping on them. I think they've had incredible quality at times. I still think they're a bit of a three-man team. They're about Modric driving at times, and they're about Vinicius Junior and Benzema. And the quality of Benzema has been enough. But at the same time, I think the defending was terrible for all three goals, personally. That counter-attack on the left-hand side against Chelsea, there's no other player that cross is going to. So go and engage. I know I shouldn't be telling Thiago Silva how to defend, but go and engage with Benzema. He's the only person that ball will ever go to if he's going to cross the ball. And they weren't switched on to that. Same with the cross from Modric. It's a beautiful cross from Modric. I'm not doubting the quality of the individuals, but I still believe that Chelsea created some good chances there. PSG completely pooped the bed, if I can say that. And I just think you're right. I think when it gets to Man City, when it gets to Liverpool, I always look at Real Madrid and I think speed kills a little bit. That's why they've got Vinicius Jr. on that left-hand side trying to bomb on, because he is their main element of pace. Elsewhere, it's just not really there. And I think a very competent team like Liverpool, maybe like Bayern Munich, maybe they'd be able to sort of stop them a little bit and utilize their quality at the other end. But look at Man City and Liverpool and the amount of goals they concede. So few. So I would be very surprised if they win the whole Champions League. But of course, I've been wrong a couple of times and I'm most likely going to be wrong again. Speaking of being wrong, here's my prediction for this game. I think Real Madrid will make it through after saying all of that. I think this might be a 1-1 game. Maybe Chelsea will score a goal and get themselves a little bit excited, but I think that experience will tell. They'll get that goal back. That quality from Benzema, he really only needs one chance for me. And Vinicius Jr. is electric at the moment. So I think they'll get a draw, manage the game, and they'll move on through to the semi-finals. And I think Tuchel will be very, very disappointed with going out, because I think maybe that's part of it. There's been that little element of arrogance in that first game, I thought, and that's why they were giving away silly goals and individual errors. Hugh, what do you think about this game then? What's your prediction?
I mean, it's tough. Again, a bit like we spoke about with the other ties, the first goal is crucial. If Real Madrid get it, I think it's going to be a pretty dull game from there on in. I think they'll nullify one another. Real Madrid can cope with attacks. They'll get players behind the ball. So Chelsea need to go out all guns blazing. And again, that might leave holes for Real Madrid to exploit. I don't see any way, like I said, that Real Madrid don't go through. I think they might even win this game 2-1.
Hi guys, James Allcott here from ESPN's Football Forecast. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and you want to check out more, make sure you subscribe to ESPN UK.